Hello YouTubers, I'm John, and today I want to talk about phones, specifically upgrading from my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, not Z Fold 6, but Z Fold 5, to the Vivo X Fold 5, which I just got in today, purchased from Alibaba, from a vendor at Alibaba. I want to talk about why I decided to jump ship from Samsung to a Chinese brand, because I've had Samsung Folds for many years, ever since the Z Fold 3. So I got the 3, the 4, the 5. I skipped the 6 because basically they just put a 6 on a Z Fold 5 and called it a day. And when they came out with the Z Fold 7, it was lackluster to me, because no improved battery, no improved charging. It was basically thinner, a little bit bigger. So I decided to go and look and see what were the alternatives. I looked at the Oppo Find N5 and primarily the Vivo X Fold 5. A little bit on the Honor, but ultimately I decided on the Vivo, and I'll tell you why. So the Oppo has a little bit bigger screen, but it has a smaller battery than the Vivo, and it has much worse cameras than the Vivo. The Vivo has excellent cameras. So I decided to go with the Vivo, mainly because it's got a 6,000 milliamp battery. It's very thin, it's got great cameras, it's got high resolution, it's got an 8.03 screen, inner screen, and yeah, pretty much everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this, but before I do, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the concerns that I had about getting a Chinese phone, because there is a global version that's right around the corner. That's going to be out, and mainly I kind of went back and forth on whether or not I was going to get the global version and sell this one, or just keep this one. And ultimately I've decided to go ahead and keep the Chinese version, mainly because of the price. So I bought this from a seller on Alibaba for $1,200 total, including tariffs and everything. And I'm seeing now that there are pre-orders for the global version for $2,000. So I can't justify the increase in cost. I can't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the Chinese version, even though I have several concerns. The biggest concern that I initially had was I'm on T-Mobile, and I'm not in a metropolitan area. I'm kind of in a rural suburb, and I've noticed that my current phone is on band N71 for 5G, and that's their 600 megahertz band, which allows better coverage, better penetration through buildings and whatnot. And so most of the Chinese phones do not have band N71, including this one. The global version doesn't either. So that was just one of the things that I was looking at as far as maybe going with the Z Fold 7 versus any Chinese phone. Any of the American phones, US based phones or US targeted phones are going to have all of the bands. So that's going to be a concern for me. I'm going to be doing some testing against my current phone. So another reason I'm concerned about using this phone as opposed to the global version or a Z Fold 7 is I may not be able to get my Galaxy Watch 6 Classic to work on it. Supposedly there are workarounds to getting it to work with Samsung Wearable on Chinese phones. I'm going to try my hardest to get it to work, because I don't really want any other watch. The other thing is some of the Google services seem to not work. Some of the ones that I don't really use, but I've heard that Google AR does not work in Maps, and a couple of other things. There's just some odd quirks when you're going with a Chinese phone. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot, and I may do a follow-up video on this. I'll tell you one of the things that it's missing, as opposed to going with with the Galaxy Fold is it's missing any kind of desktop mode. So hopefully that will come with the subsequent Android 16, hopefully Origin 6, I would imagine, update. But for right now, it's not going to have a desktop mode. And I actually do use desktop mode. I use DeX on my Galaxy Z Fold 5. And the reason is because I use XR glasses. So great, great media consumption device to have. I use it to watch media, basically. And it's great. It's amazing. It really is. I'm looking forward to the day that they're going to have full 4K Dolby Vision supported glasses. Haven't seen anything on the horizon yet, but right now I'm happy with the 1080p. It's like being in a virtual theater, and I think it's a better experience than using VR glasses. I've got a Sony PSVR 2, but I think for watching media, it's better to go with the XR glasses. So yeah, I think you know, there are some concerns with going with the Chinese phone. It's the first time I'm going with the Chinese phone, but I'm going to give it a shot. And so the solution to not having a desktop mode is, you know, a lot of these XR glasses have some type of media device, whether it be like a little puck that connects to the glasses, or I think Vitcher has like a neck band. But what I decided to go with was another phone. And the reason being is the Rokid, which this is the model that I have. I have the Rokid Max 2 glasses. So the Rokid sells the Rokid Station, the Station 1 and the Station 2 that just came out. The Station 1 you can buy for $150. The Station 2 is $270 right now. For a media consumption device, I don't think so. It does not make sense. The reason being is I got this Motorola Edge 2024. Got the 2024 because it has compatibility for wired Motorola Connect desktop mode. The 2025 does not. They're phasing out the wired connectivity for some reason. But I got that off of Total Wireless by porting in a number for $49.99 plus a month's worth of service. So like $115 for a phone that is going to do everything that I need it to do when using my glasses. Also, the other benefit to having a separate device is I'm not going to drain my daily driver phone's battery when trying to use my XR glasses. So that's one of the solutions that I've come up with you know, what seems like the many challenges of going with, you know, some other device jumping ship from you know, the Samsung Fold devices. And so let's get into the unboxing. It took about 2 weeks to get this, or maybe less than 2 weeks. It was basically overnighted, but took a while for it to initially ship. So let's go ahead and take the plastic wrap off. See, I think there's a little part that was already a little open. I'll pull this off. Box is a little beat up. They put it in quite a small box to ship it in, but let's take a look. So X Fold 5 unopened. They haven't put the Play Store or anything on it, so pull it out of its little crevice here and take a look at it. So with the punch hole being in the top right, that was one of the deal breakers with the Z Fold 7 as well. For years they've had an under display camera, and this go around with the Z Fold 7 they decided not to for some reason. Probably has to do with the thinness or whatnot. But not only did they not go with the under display camera, they also put it about in the middle of the right half of the fold. Who knows why? They must have had some kind of engineering limitation, because you would think that they would put it up in the top right hand corner like every other manufacturer. So all right, let's see if I can just slide this out of here. Everybody else is ripping this open, but we'll see. Yeah, slide it right out. And first impressions, it is really thin. I went with the white color. I still can't believe I went ahead and bought one of these, but I believe it's going to be worth it. So let's see. Let's go around the device. So speaker grill, SIM tray, the USB-C charger. Looks like a microphone, and you can see where they had to have some engineering challenges getting that USB-C port to work on such a thin fit on such a thin device. I see some antennas going over to this side, volume rocker, some more antennas, and then the power button. And the power button doubles as a fingerprint reader, which I love using on my current Galaxy phone, so I'm glad that they went with that instead of a under display fingerprint reader. I believe they did that on, they had that on the X Fold 3 Pro. So one of the concerns that I have, that I noticed from seeing other reviews, is this is the other speaker grill, and it looks really small. For some reason they couldn't fit it here like previous generation manufacturer phones, and they put it here. I believe Samsung is doing the same thing, as well as Oppo with the Find N5. But we'll see how well the speakers work, because I do use the speakers quite a bit on my phones. And then on this side there is I believe this is a volume quick selector, and you'd like double tap it. I believe it's programmable, but we'll see. So again, I went with the white. You see the cameras. I really like the way that everything is aligned, and the aesthetics are a big thing. I believe that's why they go with this aspect ratio, because when it's folded, it looks appealing. But aesthetics are everything. So I really like the way that the camera bump is circular, and it has a nice shine. It almost looks like something that you would screw on an accessory to. And you've got the 3 cameras and the flash. So yeah. And again, let's go into folding the device. So yeah, in the hand, and I'll put it up next to my, excuse the screen protector that's coming off, but here is, it's noticeably bigger, noticeably taller, and let's see here, a little bit wider, and you can see the thinness. So yeah, quite a bit thinner than my current phone. I'm not going to go through the setup. It's going to take me quite a while probably to set it up, but let's turn it on. Hopefully it's got some juice, but it may not. Oh, there we go. So while it's booting up, I'm going to show you one other thing. So I also, you're probably wondering, why do this is not here just for decoration. I use a controller with my phone for Apollo streaming. So we're going to put it in here. Let's see. Wow. So the camera bump is probably, yeah, that's going to be an issue with the camera bump. Let's see. Interesting. So I may have to put it in the other way, which will block the speakers. Let's try it again. Yeah, because the way that this controller's grip works. Okay, whoop. Ooh, that's going to be delicate. We're going to have to check that out later. All right, so there it is, Origin OS startup, and obviously I'm going to change this to English. And one other thing I want to check real quick is Even though it's got a 6,000 milliamp battery, I decided to get a MagSafe battery pack. I've got a case coming in the mail. You know, another challenge with buying a Chinese phone is, at least at the time that I was looking, I couldn't find any cases on Amazon. So I bought one from AliExpress. It's going to get here in another week. Just aside from that, so I decided to get, I don't know if you call it Lizen or whatnot, 5,000 milliamp super slim battery pack. So I wanted to see if this would fit, and it looks like it. You see how it's sticking out just a little bit, and I don't even know if that's lined up correctly. I'm gonna have to, oh, whoops, actually the orientation of the lights always throw me off. So it actually goes this way, it's gonna go this way, and it's charging. So wireless charging sensing area, align it. So the case is gonna keep it magnetically attached to it and positioned correctly. So all right, so most YouTubers go ahead and set the phone aside first, and I did not do that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up what's in the rest of the box. So we'll put that aside, open this up, and the charger. So it comes with an 80-watt charger, and normally I wouldn't be as excited about any old charger, but I'll tell you what, I don't have any 80-watt chargers, and this phone charges up to 80 watts. So I'm excited about having this charger. Hopefully I won't have to use it as much, but we'll see. And then it comes with a USB-A to USB-C. Looks like probably a 3-foot, I don't know, maybe 5.5 feet, 3-foot power cable. So, and then your SIM card ejector will be in here. Now this is interesting. So it comes with a warranty card, and I have had to use my warranty on my Samsung devices before. Luckily, I never had any screen breaking issues, but I have had issues with my Samsung Z Folds not charging, or other problems with the screens, like showing artifacting and things like that. So you'd be surprised. And so I've had to send it off for warranty repair before. I hope I do not have to do that with this phone, because I don't know if they'll even, I believe when you import a Chinese phone, they do not honor the warranty, but we'll have to see. There's the SIM card ejector. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting this phone up. And I'm really excited about using it. I may do a follow-up video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm just now getting off the ground with my YouTube channel, even though I've had it for years. And if you have any questions about this device, I'm very responsive, so just put a comment and I will reply. Thanks all.